Hey, John here. In this video we're going to go through the lick you just heard. I'm also going to talk a little bit about superimposing arpeggios and pentatonics. So we're going to delve into that a little bit. We're going to talk more about that in the future and how we can apply this to different modes. So check that out. Alright, so this lick is based on the E Lydian scale. A Lydian scale is like a major scale with a sharp 4. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you go 1, 2, 3, sharp 4. To get that signature Lydian sound. So this note here and that note there is what you want to look out for. It's also based on something that's called superimposing arpeggios and superimposing pentatonics. And what superimposing means, it's simply you taking a shape that you've used in other contexts, like a pentatonic scale, and then you play that over something else, basically. So if you have an E major chord in this case, and then we play this D sharp minor pentatonic scale, what happens when you combine these two, you're gonna hear the E chord in the background, but you're also gonna hear the intervals here in relationship to the E note. So even though we're playing a familiar pentatonic shape, it's not going to sound like the normal pentatonic scale. So the actual intervals we get here is the 9th or the 2nd note, the major 7, the 6th or the 13th, the sharp 4 or sharp 11, and then the 3rd. So as you can see here, this shape doesn't contain the E's. We don't even have a root here. But it doesn't matter, because playing the root over a certain chord can be the most boring note sometimes, because you don't add anything to the actual chord. I resolve it on the root here though. So, but why you want to do this is because you can actually use any vocabulary you already have in the pentatonic scale and get totally new sounds based on playing it over in a different tonality. And another thing here to remember is that we're not actually introducing any notes outside of the Lydian scale in this case. It's just that we're actually excluding notes here, right? We don't have the root in this shape, for example. And that's a good thing, because that means you can control the sound that you want and you can pick out the notes that you really like. So this concept can be extended to a lot of different things. So for example, in the beginning here, we're also going to be playing an F sharp dominant 7 arpeggio over this E chord, which will give us, again, the 9th, sharp 11 or sharp 4, the 6th, and then the root. So that really gives you this Lydian sound, simply playing this over the E note. So hopefully this isn't too confusing. It's just here to help you. And again, we're not going outside of the E Lydian scale. We are focusing on different notes here, depending on what arpeggio or pentatonic shape we're using. And obviously this works in any type of tonality, and you use different pentatonics depending on what effect you want and the different arpeggios, so you can really extend this to a lot of different things, but we'll get into that in the future. Before we go through the lick though, one thing that's important here is to find a sound that you like, but then also know how to relate that sound to the root of whatever chord you're playing. So in this case we're playing an E chord, right, an E major chord, and we want to know then what scale degree the minor pentatonics root is. And in this case, that's the major 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm building a minor pentatonic from the major 7th degree. So if you know that, and you want to apply this in C major, for example, or C Lydian, you just find out what note is the 7th degree in a C major scale, and it's B. And then you can play the B minor pentatonic over a C major chord and get a C Lydian effect. So that's really important. So really try to see it in a intervallic manner instead of trying to learn every note combination, right? So it's better to know that, all right, if I want a Lydian sound of a particular chord, I will just play a minor pentatonic starting from the major 7th. And you can apply that to any of the 12 keys. So I thought I'd just drop that in there. And another thing as well, before we go on to the lick, is why this is so effective as well is because your listener and you're going to be so familiar with the actual melodic structure of the minor pentatonic. So that's going to bring another familiarity to what you're playing, and that's always good. But it's going to be familiar, but also a bit tweaked. So it's going to add interest while not totally sounding out there and alien. So that's another good thing, in my opinion. All right, so if you want tabs, you can check out the link in the description, and you get tabs not only for this lick, but for pretty much all the videos the last few months. So there's a lot of content there already. So check that out if you're interested in that. And also I've started a membership here on my channel. So what you get with the membership is an exclusive lesson every Friday, and that will include tabs as well. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Last Friday, I shared one of my favorite ways of using the metronome to improve my accuracy and my consistency, as well as the speed of my playing. So check that out. All right, we started on the 7th fret. We're gonna play 7, 11, 9, 8. And the way we're gonna play this is gonna be down, hammer, M, A. Then you go back to 11, and you play 11, 9, 8, and then hammer to 11 on the G string. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Picking wise, down, hammer, down, hammer, M, A, down, M, A, hammer. And that's the whole sequence when it comes to the arpeggio sequencing here. So we're gonna apply the same thing to these notes. So we have 8, 11, 9, 7, 11. Same type of picking. Then we start here. 8th fret, so we got 8, 11, 9, 7, 11. Then from here, I slide up to the 14th fret and simply go down this D sharp minor pentatonic shape. And it's just a day 1 pentatonic shape. The only difference is that I'm ending on this note here, the 12th fret. And I'm not picking anything on the way down. You can of course do that if you want. Don't do that. So that's totally up to you, depending on what effect you want. But in the actual example, the fast example in the beginning, I didn't pick anything here. So again, from the beginning. And if you want the sort of Lydian type chord here, just playing open E, 2nd fret, and then 3rd fret is a sharp 4, and then open B, open E. So if you want to check out some more hybrid picking material, if you feel that this is quite difficult, you can check out this video in particular, so you can get started with it. And also you can check out this video here if you're more familiar with the technique but just want to improve it even more. So check that out, post any questions you have, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and see you in the next video.